Before starting this video, I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, gizmoddict.com. These guys have one of the best 2.5D curved tempered glasses in India. Their tempered glasses actually have 2.5D curved edges, which no other glass does in the Indian market. So if you guys want the best glass for your phone, do check out gizmoddict.com, especially for the Redmi Note 8 and the Note 8 Pro, and use the promo code GIZMO for 10% discount. Hey guys, Gizmoddict here, and today we're gonna try out Google Camera on the Redmi Note 8. So Xiaomi has launched this phone for only 10,000 rupees, and on it you get a quad camera setup, Snapdragon 665, and Camera 2 API is enabled right out of the box. So because of that, Google Camera is really compatible with this phone because you've got a Snapdragon chipset, and I'm gonna show you today how good the camera performance can get with GCam. I'll also be comparing this to the Redmi Note 8 Pro in my next video, so if you guys don't want to miss that out, the results are going to be actually very surprising, then please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. On that note, let's get started with this Google Camera versus stock camera video on the Redmi Note 8. So the first step is to actually download the Google Camera APK on your phone. Now I'm using two APKs because in the first APK it works in every lighting condition, only the night side doesn't work on the rear facing camera. So for that I have a second APK. So I've linked both of the APKs in the description box. Download it and install it on your phone. Now with the first APK, you only need to change two settings. You have to go to Google Camera settings and here change it from pixel to AWB to none, and you also need to change the front camera model to Nexus 6P. Also, one thing I would like to add is that here you need to go to libraries and change the library to xlib v2, and that will give you better shadows. So don't forget to do this. That's it, you don't need to change anything else, no saturation values, nothing like that, no configurations. Just do these two changes and you can start clicking photos on your phone. Now moving on to the comparison, here's where you're going to be really surprised, and we'll start off with the selfies. So as you can see here, massive improvements with selfies on the Redmi Note 8. The stock camera selfies, like a typical Xiaomi selfie, is overexposed. The background is blown out, the colors seem a bit faded, whereas on the other hand, Google Camera has very good dynamic range. You zoom into the photos, the detailing is very good, and the colors are impressive as well. Like any day I would pick a selfie from Google Camera as compared to the stock cam. So I really like selfies from GCam on the Redmi Note 8, and it is definitely a bump up from the stock camera. The same can be said about the rear facing camera. Now the Redmi Note 8 has a quad camera setup on the back, but unfortunately as of now only the primary sensor is working on the Redmi Note 8 on the GCam APK that I tried. So yeah, if you guys have any other APK where the wide angle lens is also working, let me know, but as of now only the primary sensor is working. So with the rear facing camera, let's take a look at photos in broad daylight. So when you take a look at the photos taken in daylight, here you can see that the Google Camera photos actually have more details when you zoom in as compared to the stock app. So that was really surprising because normally Google Camera images sometimes have less details, but that is not the case on the Redmi Note 8. GCam photos have more detail when you zoom into the picture. So that's pretty good. And apart from that, even if I talk about the dynamic range, it is kind of better because the stock camera tends to blow out the sky a lot sometimes and a lot of other things in the highlights. But the Google Camera does not do that. Everything is in control, and the color of the sky, as you can see, is proper blue here and it's not blown out. So that is something that I liked. And in some photos, the stock camera really overexposed everything. Like in this photo, I focused on the dinosaur on both of the apps, and HDR was also on the stock app, and even then it completely blew out the picture. So yeah, that is the thing. The dynamic range is very good with Google Camera. So yeah, there are minor improvements, but still Google Camera takes better photos than stock app on the rear facing camera. The GCam photos might be warm in some instances, and if that happens with you, you can actually just quickly go to the settings and change the AWB from none to pixel 2. Do this only in daylight because otherwise it messes up with selfies and all of that. So keep it to none in normal scenarios, and when you think it's taking warm photos in daylight, you can switch to pixel 2 AWB. It's very easy to access and you can quickly change it in the settings menu. Then we move on to the indoor conditions, and here once again you have the similar scenario. Google Camera pictures have better detailing. The stock camera once again tries to blow out things sometimes, and Google Camera photos also have better colors, I feel, in a lot of photos. So once again it's an improvement from the stock app, and you see the difference in these minor details. Then we move on to the portrait mode, and here Google camera hands down beats the stock app. I don't know why, but Xiaomi phones are always prone to these overexposing and blowing out things in the portrait mode, and that is also true with the rear facing camera. Google camera takes much pleasing portraits. If you put both of these photos side by side, hands down anyone's gonna pick the GCam portrait. So Xiaomi really needs to fix their portrait mode. I've been saying this since the longest time ever, I think since the Redmi Note 5 Pro, but they still haven't done that. So yeah, I personally do not like portraits from the stock app, but Google camera once again saves the day with its impressive dynamic range, more details and better skin tones. And then finally we move on to the extreme low lighting conditions, and here you have to use the second GCam APK that I've given in the video's description. And here, as you can see, Google camera performs much better with night sight as compared to the night mode on the stock app. If you zoom into the photos, they have more detailing in GCam. GCam gets in a lot more light. If you can see the overall photo, GCam photos look a lot brighter. There is a lot more detailing, it gets in a lot more light as compared to the stock app. The only downside is that GCam completely blows out the highlights in the low lighting photos. So that's one downside here if I compare it to the stock app, but overall if you see the output, it's clearly much better than what you get on the stock app. And especially in indoor conditions, you see a bigger difference with night sight compared to night mode on the Redmi Note 8. So yeah, clearly GCam is the winner here, and overall Google camera works really well on the Redmi Note 8. Snapdragon 665 for some reason is weirdly compatible with GCam. Even the Mi A3 with the same chipset was very compatible with Google camera. So yeah, Redmi Note 8 I think is gonna be the best camera phone under 10,000 rupees if you install Google camera on it. All the links are given in the video's description. Go download the APK, install it on your phone, and you can take some really awesome photos. I'm gonna compare this to the Redmi Note 8 Pro very soon in my next video. So don't miss out that video, because the Redmi Note 8 actually might be better in GCam as compared to the Redmi Note 8 Pro. So yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, overall, as you can see, Google camera produces some very good photos on the Redmi Note 8 and the output is just great. Xiaomi needs to work on their image processing a lot, but till they fix it, just download Google camera on your Redmi Note 8 and you're gonna be fine. So if you want a very good camera phone under 11 to 12,000 rupees, I think the Redmi Note 8 is a very viable option, because the primary camera performance and the selfie camera performance might be better with Google camera than the Note 8 Pro, and the wide angle, the macro lens, all of that is the same as the Note 8 Pros. So you're gonna get the same performance there, and with front facing camera and the primary camera, Note 8 is gonna be better with GCam. But anyways, that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, then please let me know in the comments. Also let me know, how did you find the output? Did you think Google camera brought a much needed change on the Redmi Note 8 or not? Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments, and you can also follow my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages. Anyways, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna be back in your notifications very soon.